Hello. Hope everybody is having a wonderful evening. It is the Group Chat Podcast. We are here live on a Thursday. Got to tell you, it is starting to feel like fall out there. It's pretty nice weather outside, which is wonderful. We've got a good football weekend coming up. We are a little closer to that football weekend than we normally are, going live today on a Thursday as opposed to Wednesday. We're inching closer and closer to Halloween. Maybe got some plans for some things to do there. We're going to talk about all sorts of stuff during the course of the show. We've got high school football, middle school football, college, pro, all of that covered. We want to thank Precision Agra Spray, rather. They are the sponsor of our Mount Rushmore segment. We also want to thank all of our other sponsors: Buzz Off Mosquito Control, Down South Card and Bats, DTB Clothing, Lafourche Concert and Events Club. They are our mailbag sponsor, are not Mott's Mailbag. Kyle wants to be the doom and gloom Nick Abear sponsor. In the future, we could maybe work on something there. Riley John's Blue Boot Foundation, Martin's AC and Electric, Neil's Small Engine. You better call Bado, Tommy Bado, the law office of Tommy J. Bado, and Performance Automotive and Accessories. I may have said them twice, but that's because we love them, and we hope that everybody sees this and says, man, how can I get my logo up there? Well, you DM one of us, and I promise you we will make it worth your while. And, man, our numbers are growing, so get your business out there and get seen. We thank all of our sponsors so much. Let's talk about some high school real quick. South Lafourche played and beat Assumption last week. It was a crazy game, dude. Like, I walk into the stadium, and usually I'm shaking hands with Ron Baya and talking to fans. And I'm shaking hands with BJ Young, who's watching the game in the stands. Like, it was so random and so weird. And I asked BJ about the game yesterday on the radio, and he said, dude, I saw the same thing that Reggie Lejeune and Chizo saw, but that's who he was sitting with in the end zone during the game, which was a Tarpons performance that was really good. They got a 55-point showing on the board. They beat Assumption 55-28. Assumption did some things to help South Lafourche out: a snap over the head of the running back, a snap over the head of the punter, and a turnover in the red zone. Could have been a closer game, but the Tarpons also did some really nice things. Terrence goes for north of 200. More about Terrence in just a second. Josh Mack has a great performance. He's throwing lights out right now. And Dravian Hughes has 3 touchdowns. And it's a South Lafourche team that has only punted 8 times all season, and 4 of those came in the first game against Thibodaux. They're cruising right now. Coach Sanamo, we were concerned going
Undefeated Coach Sanamo?
Air Mo, baby. We were concerned about, hey, what's it going to look like? You know, it's a different play call or whatever it may be. It didn't look any different to me. They were humming. They got the ball where they needed to get it, and the Tarpons get to 4-3, getting a big old win against Assumption. That's a place that they usually don't play well, and they took care of business and went with some ass on the road, man.
Yeah, that offense was incredible. Like always, is this the best offense that South Lafourche had ever put on the field?
Ermo said on Monday it is. He said it's the best offense he has ever coached, and he's been doing it 20-plus years.
Like we've always been a running school. And then within the last probably 10 years or so, we became kind of both running and passing. And just looking through the career stats of some of the players in the last 5 years, we've had some quarterbacks put up some numbers. And Josh Mack's coming in here and just breaking all these records. So kudos to him. He's doing an awesome job. He's got weapons all over the field. That offense has been playing lights out.
What about Haven Green? Just running people over, getting into the end like that. That's like your 4th receiver.
Yeah. And just looking at, like, I saw him practicing right before the LCO game. The kid's not that big. But, I mean, he's just catching the ball and just running people over, just trucking them. Like, nobody's stopping him from getting to the end zone on that play against Assumption. But, I mean, Haven Green's having an awesome season. You got Terrence. You got Dre. You got Jarvis, who's the Blake's little brother.
Yeah, Ogel.
Yeah. And you got a meathead on offense. It's like he's got so many weapons, and he's got a good offensive line. I mean, that offense is hard to stop.
If not for a preseason injury, Lakin Filinich would be in that mix also. He's just kind of getting up to speed now.
Lakin's going to have his turn coming up. That kid's incredible.
Kind of shifting gears just a smidge, the South Lafourche football program became a much more desirable program this week. Why? Lutcher, bye-bye. Not in the district anymore. Vanderbilt, bye-bye. Not in the district anymore. Next year, South Lafourche's district is going to be smaller. It's going to be more favorable in terms of competitiveness. And BJ's already said he's excited the most about. That's 2 extra games that he gets to schedule. So he gets to have better control over his schedule now. Because the whole time BJ's been here, they've been in this 7 or 8 team district, which means you play Thibodaux, you play Central, and you have 1 game that you could schedule. That's it. Now he's going to have more control over his schedule, get more PowerPoints, get in a better situation. It's going to be very, very good for this program, which is now, by the way, 100% confirmed will be going to Division II next year.
Yeah, that's big for them, not having to play some of them big opponents when it comes to the playoff time. Did not get a chance to watch this week, but I am curious to hear, Casey, I'm sure you had Coach Young on play-by-play this week. How was his experience in the stands? I find that extremely interesting that he sat in the crowd.
He said it was misery. He said he was so nervous, but he also said that whenever the team was kind of taking control of the game, it was a feeling of pride in that, like, man, like my staff did this, my boys did this. And then, of course, at the end of the game, the boys run straight on the track and they're lifting up their uniform tops and they got the free, Coach Young shirts on, and they rallied around him, man. And he said it was extremely nervous, but he was also very excited at the way it all panned out. They made a bad week into a good week with the way they played Friday. But then also BJ going out bright-ass early Saturday morning and giving a pep talk to the Bantam kids on Saturday. I know we shared that on social media. Like, they turned a negative into a positive. They're ready to go tomorrow. Morgan City's not going to stand the chance. The coaching staff can't say that. The players can't say that. Casey Gisclair could say that. It's going to be running time tomorrow. The Tarpons will get their 5th win of the season.
He was probably chomping at the bits to get in front of somebody and hype him up. And I'm sure he's a rah-rah guy. I've never been in his locker room, but I about imagine how that locker room looks in pregame and halftime and whatnot. But good to have him back on the sidelines this week. Maybe he could punt to Coach Sanamo this week again and let Sanamo go 2-0, because that's kind of what we're expecting.
Yeah, look, God bless Morgan City. They're doing the best they can. They got like 20-something players. They're down to bare bones. Tarpons will be able to run it. They'll be able to throw it. Look, Morgan City got a few dudes, so maybe they could stretch the field and get a touchdown or two of their own, but it ain't going to be close.
Positive, the first time in 5 games that Morgan City has let up less than 50 points.
Yeah.
48.
Yeah.
Coming off of a 48-14 trouncing to South Terrebonne.
So South Lafourche got to hit 50 this week is what you're saying.
They will. They've
let up 14 in the opener to Berwick, 62, 60, 50, 54, 65, and 48 in consecutive games.
Josh Mack sits 2 touchdown passes tomorrow away from owning every single quarterback record in the history of the school. The only one that he's missing right now is single season touchdown passes, which tomorrow very likely to break it in his 8th game of the season, which is incredible. He already owns all the career records and, single season yards, career yards, all that good stuff. Terrence is sitting a little bit away from some single season receiving records. He owns all the career stuff. He needs roughly 20-ish catches to catch Jacob Curall. He needs roughly 260-ish yards to catch Jacob Curall for single season stuff. Terrence has already got all the career records there as well. So an outside chance that Terrence can maybe break the yards tomorrow. Not likely. Outside chance. Hell, he went for 208 against Assumption, so you never know. Reception's probably not going to happen this game, but a great chance overall if he could stay healthy in them final games to go ahead and make that happen. And then, oh, by the way, Terrence gets his first official offer from University of Arkansas Monticello on Monday. Monticello is coached by Hud Jackson, who has some ties to the Bayou region. I spent some time in the Thibodaux area, and he recruits a lot of local kids. They got the big Chasson boy up front right now that plays for them. Kendall Walker played there. If you go look at their roster, it's a bunch of kids from Louisiana on that roster. And hopefully it becomes a snowball effect where that ball starts rolling downhill and he starts collecting more and more and more, because he's definitely worthwhile playing at the next level for sure.
Congratulations, Terrence. That's awesome to get your first and hopefully a lot more offers from schools. Monticello does the Boll Weevils.
Boll Weevils, yep.
Kendall Walker played there.
Kendall Walker, yep.
Is he still coaching there?
I think he's at a high school in Texas now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't know if that was a connection, that we had a local boy on the coaching staff that put in a good word for him. So I was going to publicly say thank you, Kendall Walker.
Look, it very well could be, Dr. Darby, like, hey, Coach Hud, we got this dude down the bayou. I mean, this is his son play. Like, we got a lot of ties there to Monticello.
I do not think that's going to be Terrence's last offer. So, I mean, we're looking for more offers every week. Let's just get a couple more. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
man,
they got a bunch of folks I'll say Down the Bayou, but Lafourche Parish, Terrebonne guys that have played and have represented the Boll Weevils very well.
Here's my question, okay? If Terrence gets 7-8 offers on football, 3-4 offers, 5 offers in basketball, which one's he going to choose? You're maybe on the most inside there.
I always expected him to be a basketball. Like, if he's going to play collegiately, it would be basketball. He prefers football.
I think he's more dominant in football, honestly. Yeah. And that's crazy because he's the reigning district MVP in basketball. But, bruh, 8-9 catches, 208. Like, dude is open every single play. It's insane.
Okay, question for college recruiting. National Signing Day for football is when?
February.
National Signing Day for basketball is when?
I believe April.
So what happens if you would commit to school for football?
Once you sign, you locked in.
You can't get any basketball scholarship offers after that?
Well, I guess in theory, now today, I guess you could enter the portal and then just transfer to the place that wants you for basketball. I didn't even think about it like that.
That's what I was kind of wondering, if maybe he gets an offer from a school for football, then a better offer comes along after a good basketball season. I don't know if that you'd be able to change. You'd have better
do whatever the hell you want nowadays.
I get so been out of shape talking about, hey, like, man, Terrence deserves better offers and Bear at Terrebonne deserves better offers. And they do. I do think both of these kids could play Division I college football. I do believe that. But I also need to understand and realize, and I need to do a better job of communicating this both to the public and then also to the kids so that they don't get discouraged. You could go to a JUCO now, and those years don't even count. So you could go play 2 years of JUCO. Like, let's say Terrence gets an offer from Blinn Junior College in Texas. Go play 2 years out there, get bigger and stronger, get a film, and then you could transfer over to like ULM or something, or Nichols or whatever like that, and then you're a true freshman again. My mind is trained in the old way of like, man, you don't want to have to go and waste 2 years but it's not that way anymore. So the NCAA, to their credit, they don't do much right. But to their credit, they did fix this situation where fewer high school kids are getting recruited now, but you don't have to use up your eligibility at those smaller levels. So to anybody that's getting offers or attention or whatever in any sport, I would encourage you, however you could get your foot in the door, get it in. If you got to go play JUCO, you got to go play Division III, you got to go play whatever, you could always transfer back and you're starting right over fresh as a true freshman again.
Yeah, there's different ways, and I'm glad they did that because with NIL, a lot less high school folks are getting that offer early or at all, and you having to go to do that, and you don't want to quote unquote waste your eligibility time on something that's not making you a ton of money. I know everybody's interested in local scores, South Lafourche related scores. Pearl River dropped a barn burner, 42-6 against Lakeshore. Central Lafourche dropped to Hahnville, 49-16. South Terrebonne, we talked about earlier, 48-14 win over Morgan City last week. Edie White now won 4 straight, 31-21, big win over Lutcher. Vanderbilt stays undefeated with a 41-9 demolishing of Eleanor. Assumption obviously lost to South Lafourche. That's the local South Lafourche-related high school scores.
Our local 4A district, y'all, it's as simple as this. EDY is going to play Vanderbilt in Week 10. The winner of that game is going to win the district. I mean, they have a 2-game lead over everybody. Their schedule is soft until they play one another. It's going to come down to Week 10. Whoever's going to win that game is going to win the district championship.
Let's probably be all blowouts this week, too.
It's an ugly week this week.
How our district will look in the future. Like who we got?
Right now we have a huge district. We have an 8-team district. That's a lot. I really believe they're going to just take Lutcher and Vanderbilt out. So it's going to be South Lafourche, Morgan City, Ellender, Assumption, South Terrebonne, EDY. 6-team district. Football, you play 5 district games, 5 non-district games. Basketball, it gives them the option to maybe play 2 rounds again if they want, but it really wouldn't be a whole lot of games if you didn't. I don't know if that's something they want to do. It's going to be a smaller district, but right now we have a huge district, probably a district, frankly, that's a little bit too big if we're being honest. And I think it'll be, you remove Lutcher and Vanderbilt, they kind of run roughshod on the athletic departments around the state. That's going to be pretty good for old Big Blue.
Yeah, so you take it. You still have EDY in there, which is EDY is going to be a problem every year, no matter what. But I really feel like South Lafourche stacks up well with the rest of them. So if that's your district, I feel like that's every year that you're in the race for the championship of the district.
Absolutely.
Playoff placement.
Absolutely. I was asking, is there any chance any other schools could be added in? I mean, there's always that chance, but just looking around at the 4A area, I don't know that there's any other 4A schools around the area that it would have to be a reach, like a Westgate or something like that. That's way out there. Or New Orleans area school. Those teams are already in their own districts that are centralized to their region. So I just don't think it's going to be anything more than just simply removing Vanderbilt and Lutcher. And look, there were some questions, and I even screwed this up when I was reporting about it, because I was even speculating, well, could Vanderbilt and Lutcher play up and just stay 4A? They don't have that option. The LHSAA changed that in January. If you play up, you now have to play up to the highest classification possible. They're not going to do this, but if they would decide to play up, they have to become 5A. That ain't happening. So they're going to just put tail between the legs, go down to 3A. And look, it's going to create a good little 3A district. They're going to be in a 3A district. It's going to be Vanderbilt, Lutcher, St. James, Donaldsonville. Like, it's going to be a good little 3A district for them, too. You don't have the option to just stay in 4A.
And that's basketball, football, all sports.
Everything.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
So that's, yeah. So South Lafourche is sitting pretty in that district.
I think so. I think it's going to be a very competitive district for them. Definitely looking forward to it, for sure.
What happened that didn't happen this year? I heard that was supposed to happen for this year, and it didn't.
So a rule passed in January saying that, not even in January, I think it was a couple summers ago, saying that if you are a 4A school playing in Division I, you were going to be in Division II, which would have then, of course, put South Lafourche in Division II. So there was this expectation of, hey, buddy, we going down to Division II this coming school year. This rule just passed, whatever. Eddie Bonine gave the Hulk Hogan, that doesn't work for me, brother. We're not doing this in the middle of a districting cycle. We're going to wait till we redistrict. So that's why it's happening now when they redistrict, as opposed to just taking the one team that it impacted and just moving them over. That doesn't work for me, brother, according to Mr. Bonine. So that's going to be the following year. I'll go ahead and say it. That makes the South Lafourche football program much more appealing for BJ to be here a long time, assistant coaches to want to come here, because you have a much more likelihood of being able to succeed just about every year.
And that's definitely going to be a positive, because this is a special class that's at South Lafourche currently. The seniors that are there, being negative at all towards the folks that are coming up, but it's going to be hard to live up to what those boys have said 100%. Athletically, just in general.
100%. We got breaking news on the South Lafourche side. Sawyer Wells has just been offered the opportunity for a preferred walk-on at Nicholls State University, which basically means they're going to help him supplement some of the financial situation, be a preferred walk-on with a chance to try to earn a full ride a little later on. Attaboy. Sawyer's got opportunities and some scholarship offers from other schools. Preferred walk-on opportunity, Nicholls State University. Congratulations, Sawyer. Keep them coming, baby. Keep them coming.
Well deserved, Sawyer Wells.
Very well deserved. How about Lady Tarpon Volleyball real quick? Second ever district championship, first ever outright district championship. And they had a stretch over last weekend where they beat, I believe it was maybe Bird or something like that, where that was a team that was in like the top 5 in Division I. They moved into the top 5 briefly in the power rankings. Now they ended up losing to Vanderbilt. They slid down a little bit after that. But the Lady Tarpons are cruising. They have won, I believe it's 23 out of their last 26 matches. 23-3 in their last 26 matches. They just celebrated senior night, but they got the lion's share of their roster coming back. And they are already very good. Whew, Jamie Sheremy, you got you a treasure trove of talent. People are excited. They're going to the playoffs. They're going to be at home. I'm going to tell you the updated power ranking numbers in just a second. They are number 5. No, they're back in the top 5. So the Lady Tarpons are sitting in the top 5. 8 teams go to Lafayette. There's a very good chance that the Lady Tarpons could be amongst those 8 teams that are going to Lafayette to the Cajun Dome. I believe it'd be the 3rd or 4th time in school history that they make it that far.
I did notice the picture that was showcased for our senior night, and I noticed the lack of seniors. They got some really good, talented volleyball players on the senior class, but a lot of that talent and a lot of the folks that are getting a significant amount of playing time are underclassmen. And I know for sure they got a really, really good class from the middle school that's coming up and is going to definitely add to the depth of that team.
26-8. That's an incredible record right now.
They played some really, really good teams.
Yeah, they played a brutal schedule. Hell, they started off 2-4, and they're now 26-8. So it's just been nothing but dubs against everybody the rest of the way. It's incredible to see. You know, there were people, and I don't know where this came from. I heard from so many people last week that I was suspended by the LHSAA from doing games. Everybody was telling me this. Like even my buddy Mario.
What?
For the Coach Young stuff. Yeah, like people were saying, "Oh, are you okay, bro?" Like I got so many messages like, "Are you doing good, bro?" For what? Like what are you talking about? Nothing is wrong. Like I don't work for them.
LHSA is not your daddy?
No.
I would love if you did get suspended, which they have no jurisdiction.
The counselor would have loved that.
That and Big Steve.
Oh my God.
Big Steve would have went off.
He would have gotten suspended and arrested. Because there is such a thing as like cyberbullying and stuff. And that would have maybe crossed over.
They would have been at Bonine's house.
Smoking a brisket in Bonine's driveway waiting.
Shooting golf balls at his house.